I was just watching a video and the leftist was, screeching about it was one of those where they record leftist protesters, and the leftist was screeching about how, we took over and this not when we came here, we meaning the, European conquerors, when those people came here and saying like that the first to come here were they were illegal immigrants, that when Europeans came here they themselves were illegal immigrants. Now, so that I get to thinking, like, I know that even 100 years ago there were only like 30 million people in this country. So I thought it'd be interesting, like, what was the population of the US like around when it, what's the first recorded population? And also, can I find a comparable area within the United States today, population wise? So I did that. So here we go. We have got this population right here, 1790. Oops. Population of 3,929,214. And just grabbed some counties and some states and guessed a very, very rural state where there's going to be very few people living in apartment buildings. And in fact, it has an unusual rate of, people being spread out, not a lot of areas of, super high density. The cities are like small, flat. Like New York City, you have tons of skyscrapers. You have my zip code, just my zip code, has like 80 some thousand people living in it, which is like the size of a small city almost, or maybe like half of a small city. Like, that's a lot of people for about a square mile, maybe not even. A lot of people. And I don't even live in Manhattan. I live in an outer borough. But there's definitely some apartment buildings. But, I mean, the area where I live, there's still quite a large number of private homes. I mean, the homes are usually townhomes where they're attached to the next door neighbor's home, attached houses, semi attached houses. And there are some apartment buildings, but I mean, it's not even that densely populated. Nothing like Manhattan. So, but I bring that up because when they came, obviously they didn't have the technology to build like 30-story buildings. But 3 million people is like, actually, I think that's probably like one borough. Let's see. Population. Brooklyn is 2 million. So one borough is like 2 million and change. And when they came here, it was like 3 million and change throughout the whole US, which is like the population of Oklahoma. But think about this: what covers Oklahoma now was covering basically the entire eastern seaboard. And you're going to say like there wasn't enough room, or that, I mean, there were even less Native Americans here. And the Native Americans were in tribes. So, I mean, also, one thing that I'm seeing people not cover is we did buy land from the Indians, even though they were tribal and not just tribal, nomadic. They just roamed around. So they didn't really have the concept of owning land and private property. They didn't have those concepts. So they were like a small communism. Ooh, interesting. But yeah. So I thought that would be, interesting to look at those population numbers and see how they compare to how the population of early U.S. would compare to an area today. So you have the entire area of a sparsely populated rural state like Oklahoma was basically the same amount of population as the eastern seaboard when the U.S. was founded. So I think there was enough room for us to share the land with the Native Americans. Also, many of them fought with us on the Revolutionary War, but that's too much information for those triggered leftists. Alright, thanks for stopping by my channel. I will see you all next time.